Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TCRA CAN TV show. My name is Jackie McKethan. I am your host, and we are here for the Civil Rights Agenda, which is at 2129 Northwestern Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. If you would like to talk and speak to them in volunteering or helping with LGBTQIA issues, you can call them at 773-235-8852. Again, that's the Civil Rights Agenda, 2129 Northwestern, and this show is brought to you by them. Okay? My guest, who is Sarah, is in traffic at the moment, and we're hoping she can make it here. If not, she's going to call in perhaps. And actually, Sarah is one of the directors on my internet TV show. I do have a second show. It's Internet TV, okay? And its web address to find it is, there we go. It's the Jackie O Show, which is every Sunday, 3 p.m. in Chicago. And all you have to do is log on to fenmark.net, click on the bar at the top of the page for live, and then the second page you're going to get icons. You click on the Jackie O Show, and you can see us live, okay? Anyway, so that is my other show. We certainly hope you'll tune in and take a look at that. I want to talk today, and we want you to call us and join the conversation. Our number is 312-738-1060, and we have a caller. Caller, go ahead. Is a caller on the line?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, caller?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never seen so much hate in this country before, and I'm hearing people making certain types of statements that's making my jaw drop to the floor. I have heard people say what happened in Orlando in that gay club, and people are making such statements saying that they deserve it. And I'm just sitting back thinking, I said, you know what? Whether you like it or not, those are some people's family members. And what happened if that was one of them was your family member? I bet you any amount of your attitude and your opinion would change. And I said, the law, I thank God for the law. The law can't make people love you. But if you go out here and you kill somebody, guess what? You got to pay the consequence.
Absolutely.
If you do certain things to somebody because they are different or because they choose to love somebody else, and you break the law, you got to pay the consequences. I see in states right now where, can you still hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine.
I've seen in certain states right now where if a person is gay, guess what? You can get fired. Or somewhere where you live in, your leaseholder, guess what, can kick you out. Now, as long as you're a decent, law-abiding citizen, why you got to go out your way to hate somebody because they may be a little bit different from you?
Thank you very much, caller, but you're absolutely right. There are 30 states still in this country. There's 20 states that have civil rights legislation passed to protect LGBTQIAs. But there's still 30 states that have not, and that includes transgenders. Those 30 states, and some of them are in the South, some of them are very close to Illinois, like Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, all of our surrounding states do not have protections for LGBTQIA people, okay? There is a huge division between the LGBTQIA community and the people at large, okay? And most of it is religion. Part of it is the way they're brought up, which probably relates back to religion as well. But I, for example, have had cases where I have been on Facebook on a public forum in the city I live in, which is Crete, Illinois, and I've posted informational posts regarding issues facing the LGBTQIA, and people get on there and tell me that they don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it. We're sinners, and I'm not transgender. I'm a male, which I am not, and either conform to their religious beliefs or get out of town. And that's not right. I'm God-fearing as much as anybody else, but I don't judge other people. And nobody has the right to judge me or anyone else. I don't care what your religion says. Your religion says this is the way we think you should live, which is that person. Their religion has no bearing on me and my soul. Okay? There's only one person that judges us at the end of our life, and that's God Almighty. Okay? And I'll take my chances with him than I will with some of these religious people that are in the area. That's what happened in Orlando, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Orlando is a shame. It is shameful. In many respects. The one that upsets me the most is that our government is more concerned about it being a terrorist plot than it is about the fact that it is hate. And it is hate that drove this person to kill 49 gay people and wound 53 others. He could have selected a totally different venue. Then, in my estimation, that would have been terror. But this is a hate crime, first and foremost, before it is terrorism. Now, yeah, he's terrorizing the LGBTQI community because all of the pride festivities all over the country now is going to be super policed because of this particular possible threat. So make no mistake, this is a threat to the community, and it is hate. It is not terrorism. Okay? He selected a specific group of people. Okay? And there's lots about his background that is still being discovered. He didn't know who he was or what he was or anything else. He was in trouble in grade school, he was trouble in high school, and he had trouble all his life. Okay? So he was very confused and he was very psychotic. But this was aimed at one specific community. There are parents of those 49 people that didn't even know that their sons or daughters were gay and didn't have the chance now to tell them and explain why they felt that way about themselves. Because there's no open discussion or forum in this country to do so. Notice that LGBTQIA issues are very, very, very rarely, except for now, okay, because of this incident, very few people are even talking about it in the campaigns, okay? If this hadn't happened, it'd be little or nothing said by the candidates. We have a caller. Go ahead, caller. Hello, caller.
Sometimes I wonder about some of these people are so confused. It's not even funny. And I'm not even going to give this person a name, but some of you people may know who I'm talking about. There's this preacher that in the media, and I don't understand him. He's saying that, because of their lifestyle, something to the effect that's the reason why they deserve what happened to them. And then he's making that leap from a person being gay from in terms of being a child molester. Both are two different things, all right? Because you are gay, that does not mean that you are a child molester. And still today, there's people still making that leap. It's two different things altogether. And then to show you how messed up things are, I'm always about the facts. The facts. Now go online. Some people got a problem in terms of the restrooms. Transgender people been using the restroom without people knowing it for years. Without it ain't been one case in the United States where a child had been molested in the restroom by a person that happens to be transgender. Now, if they so worried about that sort of stuff, a real easy solution would be, all the way around, I've said it before, put damn panic buttons in the restrooms.
Okay, let me break in here for a second. Let me break in here for a second,
words
caller.
of my grandmother, sometimes common sense is not so common.
I totally agree with you, I got some things to say about that as well. But let me break in here. I want to introduce my guest, Sarah Fenwick. And Sarah is my co-host on my show, which I talked before about. This is every Sunday at 3 o'clock Chicago or Central Standard Time on fenmark.net. Okay? And thank you so much, Sarah, for coming in today.
Glad I could make it.
You've been at CAN TV before. What do you think of the new setup?
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it here.
Isn't it?
Yes,
it's
very
just,
impressive.
It's so much more professional than what it used to be.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
lots more buttons and dials and gadgets.
Right,
and stuff,
right.
So
but
it's nice.
It is. It's a beautiful studio. It's just fantastic. I talked a little bit about the thing in Orlando, and our callers have they very, very understanding.
Mm-hmm.
The people that have called in so far.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Before I ask you this question, I just want to say to the last caller that called in, the bathroom issue is a bunch of bogus garbage.
Yeah.
First of all, I think it's mostly about the Republicans trying to draw attention away from their horrible track record and thoughts about women's rights. Okay, they're trying to scare women is what they're trying to do.
Well, they did exactly the same with the lesbians and gays.
Oh, sure.
And it was all created lies. It was just to cause a lot of havoc and try to slow things up, which it did a little bit, but we still got there.
Right. And the other thing I want to say about the bathroom issue real quick is that what I've noticed is most of the comments are coming from men rather than women. The negative comments seem to be coming more from men than women. But the other thing is that people don't realize is I, as a transgender person, if I go into a men's room, I'm 1,000 times more likely to be harassed, beat up, raped, or killed, for that matter, than...
Well, that's exactly right. That's one of the favorite things I like to say at my lectures is that I can deal with a scream better than I can a fist. That's...
Oh, exactly. Exactly. And what the women need to know is that is a safe haven for us. We're not about to mess up something that permits us a safe haven, a place to go.
And I also have to say that as many times as I've been in the ladies' room, I've never, ever had the slightest problem whatsoever.
I think, yes, because I think if a transgender person is really truly transgender and goes to all of the effort to really identify as a female, make themselves look like a female, act like a female, so on and so forth, people are not going to know the difference.
Right.
And so that's the big thing. I mean, yeah, if some guy comes in with his suit pants on and a dress over his suit and a wig and absolutely nothing else to make him look like a female, that's not a transgender person.
Exactly.
That is not. So
that's somebody that's out for shock value no matter what.
Right.
There's a lot of them out there.
So all of this fear is baseless, boundless, and so on. Give me your take, while we have the time, give me your take on what happened in Orlando.
Well, from what I understand, that the guy that did the killing, I can't remember his name, but he actually,
I can't think of it
while
either.
he was there and doing it, he called 911 and pledged his allegiance to ISIS. But he had also been to the club several times before that, And it didn't seem like he was casing the joint. He was just actually there as one of the attendees.
He's been to that club several times.
Mhm.
He has also been on internet pages and websites for the gay community. Okay, he told his wife, frankly, that he didn't know himself what his true identity was. As far as being, his sexual orientation and whatnot.
Right.
This guy has in his past proclaimed to support the British government. Now he's supporting ISIS. This guy is just totally messed up. He is not a terrorist, and that's the part that ticks me off. Is, to me, it's not terrorism. This is a hate crime first and foremost, hands down.
Well, there's other factors in there that I don't think have come to light, and they may never. I mean, his cultural background prohibited anyone from being gay. I mean, you just will be stoned to death rather than be gay. So maybe he couldn't deal with it himself.
Right.
So he was just trying to throw whatever suspicions in any direction he could other than himself.
Some oil on water or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then lighting it and see what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was very confused, obviously, but...
And not only that, his previous marriage, she divorced him because he was beating her.
Yeah.
So
he abused his
Yeah.
first wife, absolutely.
I think the biggest shame, other than everything that happened, of course, was that his current wife didn't call anyone, to let him know. She knew what his intentions were when he left the house that night, from what I understand.
Well, she was either super blind, super dumb, or
Scared to death.
scared to even say anything, and I'll bet you it was probably more scared. She probably got beat up herself
Probably.
by this guy.
It hasn't come out for that yet, but I
Right.
wouldn't doubt it.
Right. So, it was horrific. I've liked the president's statements. Even yesterday, I watched part of when he visited with the families and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This idiot Trump that we have running for something he has no idea about has made some pretty stupid remarks about it. In fact, his initial reaction was, "See, I told you so."
Let's not talk about Trump. I don't want to give him any airtime.
But no, you're right. Although the good news today is that it does appear that the Republican Party is trying to find a way to get the nomination away from him. But we'll see what happens, and I hope it does happen.
Yeah.
So now, give me some insight on what your thinking is about where we go from here. How are we going to get the LGBTQIA community to really start getting out and working to make people understand we're not the demons that they make us?
I think the biggest step forward is just to get out to colleges, universities, schools, as much as we can, to give lectures, to let everyone actually see who we are. That we're not the vicious people that they try to make us to be so that they can change the bathroom laws. It's not about that. We're just everyday citizens. We're just trying to live a life just like anybody else. We're not out to hurt anyone.
Well, no, and I wrote an editorial not long ago because people thinking that, because I mean, I was actually kind of pointed out in an editorial that because of some of my Facebook comments that LGBTQI the LGBT community are fascist, and that they're trying to undermine the Christian community and so on and so forth. And my editorial was, how stupid can we be? We as a community don't care what other people's religions are, etc. Or,
No, we just want to live in peace.
Absolutely.
Be happy like everyone else.
What is the biggest thing you would like to say to our viewers out there?
We're just everyday people. We're just common like you. We have our struggles in life, and we just want to be left alone. We just want to raise our families and enjoy life.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly. Sarah, thank you so very, very much. I know it was a long drive for you and whatnot, and
Yeah.
I know it was a hassle, but thank you so much for being with us, and it was good to see you again.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Although I'll see you on Sunday.
Well, maybe I'll come back.
We'll see you in a day and a half. Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do come back, because this is gorgeous. Anyway, we want to thank all of those that have watched us today. Oh, by the way, just FYI,
Yeah.
when I was coming in, I actually got to meet and shake hands with Danny Davis.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he says he has seen our show here. So,
Oh.
you know.
All right.
But thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back the third Friday of July. Same time, same station, 6:30 on Channel 21. If you have friends that want to know how to see this same show, it is streamed live. So if they're outside the city of Chicago, they can still see us by logging on to cantv.org, and they will be able to see this program totally live. So outside of Chicago, inside of Chicago, the program is always available. Okay?
Yeah.
So we'll see you next month. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, callers who called in. We appreciate that. And until next month, from all of us here to all of you there, goodbye.
Bye.